Welcome, everyone. I'm Patrice, and this is Navigating the Journey, Episode 6 Blueprint for the New Year. I heard someone ask a question the other day that I thought was really impactful. Did you have a bad day, or did you have a bad 5 minutes you talked about all day? Just like building the shell of a home, our lives work best when there's a well thought out blueprint. This allows us to lay a sturdy foundation and build the framework that can support us throughout. In life, our foundations can wear over time and become compromised in so many ways that we allow one bad moment to have a lingering impact. With the new year approaching, we have the opportunity to create a new blueprint. Creating a blueprint that provides stability, perspective, and protection to rely on at any point in our journey is imperative. In this episode, we will discuss what's necessary when creating a blueprint and ways to build your framework piece by piece to prepare you for your growth and forward movement in the new year. Let's navigate. As you prepare to build your framework based on your blueprint for the new year, laying your foundation is the most important and the first place to start. A good foundation should be immovable and able to support the weight of everything you'll add to it. It has to be one you can rely on to hold firm during the most difficult times. Think about your 3 most difficult moments this year. Did any of those moments cause a crack in your foundation? If you answered yes, reconsider what you're using as your foundation. Cracks can compromise how much weight your foundation can hold and the frame attached to it. In those moments when it feels like what could go wrong is going wrong and your patience is constantly being tested, your foundation will matter the most. Knowing these things, you'd think we would try to do better at reducing the weight we tend to carry and the pressure we put on ourselves at all costs. In reality, what I've learned throughout my journey is that those cracks don't discourage us from continuing to pile things on. Instead, we master the art of shifting the weight to other areas of the foundation until eventually there's no uncompromised space left. And in most cases, we try to patch the cracks instead of repairing them. A foundational crack must be repaired, and in order to do so, you have to be willing to address the things that cause them. Be mindful that without the stability of your foundation, other layers of your life lose their support. This is when those bad moments have a lingering effect. That 5 minutes becomes a whole day because there's no foundation to stabilize your emotions and help you find perspective. I encourage you to determine what your foundation will look like in this new set of blueprints. You may choose family, gratitude, happiness, or a combination of other things to rely on. Whatever you choose, your foundation should be unshakable. Now that we've established a solid foundation, we need to build the walls. In life, we often associate walls with keeping things out, but in this case, the walls are the things that hold us together. They are the experiences we have and the lessons we learn along the way. Next year will undoubtedly bring a variety of experiences. How you respond to them determines what size and shape they'll take in your framework. In life, we always have the opportunity to counter a bad experience with a good one. I'll say that again. In life, we always have the opportunity to counter a bad experience with a good one. Regardless of the highs and lows, we have the ability in our lives to make sure the good outweighs the bad. While you can't control everything you'll go through, if you set an intentional goal to counter every negative with at least 2 positive experiences, you're guaranteed to have more good than bad in your framework. Was there something you really wanted to accomplish this year, but fear, a poor experience, or lack of confidence discouraged you from starting or crossing the finish line? With this new blueprint, you have the opportunity to change that. Be proactive. Create a list of experiences for the new year so you have your controllables prepared for when the uncontrollable things happen. Allow these new experiences to help secure your frame to your foundation. Now that you have an immovable foundation to stand on and sturdy walls to support you, a strong roof is needed to protect your framework and the things you'll fill it with. In previous episodes, we've discussed things that can be used as your armor, such as healthy boundaries and positive thinking. In this episode, Think of your armor as the shingles that cover the roof. There will be sunshine and rain along the way. You must be able to trust that your roof can protect you when the elements of life come rolling in. Many years ago, I experienced the tragedy of losing someone close to me because they felt like life was no longer worth living. I remember feeling a tornado of emotions for a very long time. I had never experienced anything so tragic and painful in my life. It was powerful enough that it could have crumbled my foundation and torn down my framework, but it didn't. My family, my mindset, gratitude, faith, and therapy were my shingles, and they kept me covered during one of the most vulnerable times of my life. It's because of this I understand just how important your roof is to your framework. Be deliberate about your shingles. Don't take shortcuts. In the new year, I encourage you to trust the blueprint. Let your foundation keep you stable during the trials and tribulations. Lean on the walls of your experience to guide you down the right hallways. And don't be afraid to add more shingles for protection during the journey. Also, keep in mind that you can always remodel what's inside the framework. Don't just set goals, accomplish them. Allow them to become windows that give you insight to what you're capable of. Learn from your opportunities and create new ideas, then use them as insulation. Gather your success and the knowledge you gain throughout and use them as the finishing touches. Most importantly, let kindness be the door that opens into your framework for 24. I can't believe we're already 6 episodes in, and I'm so thankful for everyone that's listened and shared along the way. Navigating the Journey will return January 12th. In the meantime, be sure to catch up on any episodes you might have missed, re-listen, share with at least one person, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And before we depart, remember, as you navigate, it's okay to stumble over the blocks and step on the stones. Those are temporary detours, and your main road is just ahead.